Hello, hello. Hello. I had to start a separate stream. Oh my goodness. Hi. Hi, can you see me and hear me? I had to start a new I had to start a different live stream. It wasn't letting me go on the other one for some reason. Okay, oh, awesome. You guys can see me and hear me. Great, and I can see your comments. Oh, thank goodness. I was so worried. It wasn't working right away, so I had to start a whole new one. Oh, good. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Oh, good. I'm so glad it's working. Oh my goodness. Hi. Oh, thanks so much. Awesome. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Oh, good. Thanks so much. This, my corsage and, let's see, it's falling over. My corsage and my hair flower are from my good friend Sarah at Pinup Curl. So, okay. So you guys were able to jump over from the other one and see that this was happening somewhere else? Oh, goodness. Hello? Yes. Oh, good. Okay. It let you know that I was live somewhere else. Oh my goodness. Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad we're here together. Oh, yes. Thanks so much. I lightened my hair just like a month or so ago. Um, yeah, so I haven't really had a chance to really say much about it in a video, but yeah, I decided I wanted to go a little lighter for the summer, so I did kind of more like a, I don't know, coppery color, I guess. Oh, thank you. Thanks so much for being here. Live streams are kind of stressful, you guys. I'm not the best with technology, and this one was a challenge for me. Thanks so much. Oh my goodness. If I can barely handle YouTube. I don't know how I could do a Twitch channel. Maybe I could figure it out, huh? I'm doing good. How are all of you guys doing? It's a special day, huh? Thank you. My glasses are vintage. I got them secondhand, thrifting. Yes. So, if you can see here, let's see if I can show you. Right here at the bottom of the screen, this is our status bar of where we're at with my fundraiser today for Alzheimer's for the longest day. So far, thank you so much to those who have donated. People have been so generous. We are at $530 that we've raised so far for Alzheimer's research and care. And I'm so excited. We're doing amazing. We're at 33%. My goal is 1,600, but I mean, last year we smashed that number, so I feel like we can do it. I'm very excited. Also right here, this picture, this is one of my favorite pictures of my grandma. She just looks like a pinup, right? That reminds me of Betty Page right there. I love it. I love that picture of her. So cute. So cute. Also, I get backwards. Okay, right here is a QR code for my donation link. So if it is possible for you to scan that, you can, or I also pinned a comment that has the link there as well. We are raising money for Alzheimer's today. It is the longest day, summer solstice, day with the most light, and that is the day that we shine a light on Alzheimer's. Oh, thank you. I know, it's such a good picture of her, huh? I love it. So cute. So cute. So I know probably a lot of you here have relatives or know loved ones or friends or something that have suffered from Alzheimer's. And my heart just goes out to you. I know, oh my goodness, it's just a cruel disease. And that's why it's so close to my heart, and I just would love to be able to find a cure. That's the goal of the Alzheimer's Association, is to have the first survivor of Alzheimer's, and that's what we're going for. So, yes. So I appreciate it. Oh my goodness, yes, tell me your stories. Oh, it is Father's Day too. Happy Father's Day. After this, I'm going to go over to my family's house and have a barbecue with my dad, and my grandpa is there as well. My grandpa that was married to my grandma. Oh, thanks so much. Alzheimer's, there is a link in Alzheimer's with genetics. My grandma, her sister also passed away from Alzheimer's, but their mother, like their parents and above, didn't have it, but my grandma and her sister both did. So I don't know. Yeah, it is scary. I know that there's genetic testing that you can get done to see if you're predisposed to Alzheimer's, and I'm not sure that I want to do that. I don't know if I want to know. Oh, goodness. Yeah, my grandma, she was diagnosed, I think it's been like 6 years ago, that we started kind of noticing that her memory was not great, and so then she had some tests done and confirmed that she had dementia. Oh, your CNA, bless your heart. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so COVID had a huge effect, unfortunately. I know just on the elderly people in care centers in general, but especially on Alzheimer's patients that are in care centers that people couldn't come and visit. 16% more Alzheimer's patients passed away during COVID than normal times. And that was so hard, not being able to go and visit my grandma, because you just know that every time you go it's precious, and you just don't know like if it's going to be a good day or not. And so the longer you go without visiting, the more noticeable those changes can be. So that was really hard. Oh goodness. Yeah, it was hard. And visiting, like we would go and visit just like through the glass, and that was almost, gosh, it was hard to know if that was made things worse or better, because they just don't understand why you can't come inside. So yeah, that makes it hard. But I mean, so January 4th, my grandma passed away from Alzheimer's, and it was amazing to me how fast things went. Like just in the last year, it seems like it was just a steady decline. Every time we would go, it was rough. So let's see, you don't see the link. Let me just, oh, you're right. Okay, let me hurry and let me grab it really quick and I'll pin it. I think it's because I had to restart. It's because I had to restart the live stream. You're right. I'm glad you pointed that out. Thank you. I will find it again and I will pin it. Let's see what we can do. I'm grabbing the link now. Okay, it is coming into the comments. Oh, hopefully. Let's see. I'm pinning it. I'm pasting it in the comments. There is the link. And let's pin that. Okay, there we go. There is that link. Thank you so much for pointing that out. I forgot I had to start a new stream, so it wasn't there anymore. So yes, should be there now. Awesome. And my friend Elizabeth is helping me out in the comments. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for being here and helping me. I appreciate it so much. So yeah, I mean, I can tell some stories about some favorite stories about my grandma in a little bit. I think right now let's answer some of your questions because I know that a lot of you are here for some Q&A time. So let's do it. So let's see. Oh my goodness, you made a video game? That's awesome. That's so cool. Very cool. An entire animation? Oh my goodness, you guys are amazing. Thank you. I need your help with my technology. My lack of technical knowledge. It's a problem. Okay, let's see. Question, I get so many, okay, Helena, thank you for your question. I get so many questions about my house tour. Here's the thing. There's so many things that I still want to do, and so I've been working on projects so slowly because I am on a budget, and so I'm trying to get some of these projects done before I continue with the house tour. So the part one of the tour was the living room, dining room, kitchen area, and so next I'm going to do kind of like hallway, bedroom, bathroom, but there's projects I want to finish first, and that's what the big holdup is. I know I probably should have just done it already and then do an updated one when I finish the projects, but I've just got it in my mind that I really want those things to be like perfect before I show people. I know I shouldn't think that way, I should just do it, but that is why. But I am working on things, and if I can't get it done this summer, I will just go for it with the house tour and then do an updated one. As it is, I'm gonna have to do an updated kitchen one because I am redoing the floor in my kitchen right now. I'm getting new tile put in. I'm so excited, it's gonna be so cute. It is the vinyl tile, and it is blue, turquoise and pink and white, and I'm doing a pattern, so I'm very excited. Okay, let's see, what else? What is your favorite old-time recipe from your cookbooks, Sherry asks. So I think just a classic like go-to dinner that was a staple in the 50s for me is meatloaf. I really like a good meatloaf and mashed potatoes, so I feel like that's probably like a go-to. Also just the apple pie recipes, those are great as well. Hello, let's see. Faye Jacobs, I have to know, where did your middle name Faye? So Faye is actually my last name. My middle name is Lee, but it is spelled Leigh, and that is named after my aunt. Her name is Leanne, and so but her first name's Lee, middle name Ann. So I am Lacey Lee. Lee is my middle name. Hello everyone, thanks so much. Thank you. My corsage is from my friend Sarah. Her shop is on Etsy and it's called Pinup Curl. She's also on Instagram. Let's see. Favorite old Hollywood star: Rita Hayworth, Betty Grable. Yes, those are both amazing. I love Lucille Ball. I also love Marilyn Monroe, of course, and Audrey Hepburn. Both. It's so hard to choose a favorite. I love all of those amazing women. Let's see. Do I ever go out in regular clothes and hair? Not really. I do own like some kind of like workout clothes, I guess you could say, just like yoga pants, I guess. And so I'll go on walks sometimes or like exercise in those out and about. But if I'm going out anywhere, this is my normal look. I don't really like know how to do, like, I don't do my hair like normal. I don't really know how. I mean, if anything, it's just pulled back or like up in braids. I think you guys may have seen that hairdo, like the crisscross braids. I don't know where Johnny Cash is. He's MIA. He's not doing his job right now. He was here a little bit ago before I started. He was here. I don't know where he went. Maybe he'll pop in a little bit later. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the comments. Yes, my hair color is different. It is lighter. I wanted to lighten it up and do like kind of a fun change for the summer. And so it is kind of like a lighter coppery color. I feel like the video tone is a little bit warm, but it's slightly more blonde, I feel like, in real life. It looks slightly different to me on the camera. Let's see. Eileen, hello, my friend. The story of each kitty I adopted. Okay. Okay, I will try to tell this fast. I have 4 cats. Our first cat is Alice. She's a tortoiseshell calico kitty. And we found her outside. It was a blizzard outside. We were driving around. She was just like running in the gutter, tiny little kitten. And so my husband scooped her up and put her in his coat, and she just immediately started purring. We brought her home. So she was just found wandering in a snowstorm. So we brought her home. And then next is Dr. Emmett Brown. He is my flame point. He's like white with like ginger ears and tail. And he was adopted. My son adopted him from my husband's grandparents had a ranch, and he was one of the kittens on the ranch. So Connor fell in love and brought him home and named him after his favorite movie, Back to the Future. So he is Dr. Emmett Brown. And then Mr. Johnny Cash was next, and he was fished out of a woodpile on my cousin's property. A stray cat had kittens in her woodpile, and so my husband went over and fished out Mr. Johnny Cash, and he was not happy about it one bit. Mr. Cash was a fighter. He was hissing and spitting and mean and mad, but then as soon as I held him and was petting him and gave him some food, that was the end of the story. He was happy from then on, and he is my baby, and I love him. He just turned 5. Yeah. So, and then shortly after Johnny Cash, we actually adopted a Bengal kitty. Her name is Kenya. My friend had to find her a new home due to allergies, and so Kenya, we adopted her when she was already 7 years old. And so that is the 4. They're all, I guess, adopted, found, rescued, whatever. It's a ragtag bunch around here. Oh, hello. Okay, I'm trying to see some more questions. Johnny Cash is hilarious. He cannot even. He's so silly. He's my little shadow. He's usually around. I don't know where he's at right now. Okay, let's see. I hope I say your name right. Shava? Tell me about your grandma. What was her life like? Does your passion from the 50s stem from your love? Yes, it does. That is really where I honed in on the 50s. So I've always loved history. I've always loved antiques. I used to go antiquing all the time with my mom and my aunt and my grandma, and all of those things have always really intrigued me. In history, World War II, all of those things have always been super intriguing to me. And so, like, then my grandparents, they got married in 1955, and they started, as soon as I kind of became more interested, they started telling me stories of when they were young, when they were dating, and it just sounded like the best time to be alive. So then I started doing a little more research on the time period, watching the old movies, looking at the fashion and the style, and I just loved all of it so much. But it's definitely their heyday, and that's what made me kind of be drawn to it as a decade and love it even more because of that. Your grandma was beautiful. What's her ethnicity? So my grandma is she is Spanish from Spain and also Mexican. So her mother is Spanish, so like Iberian Peninsula is her ancestry, and then also American Indian. And so, but her father was Mexican. So she grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and she grew up speaking Spanish and English both. Unfortunately, I did not. I wish I would have learned. I took Spanish in high school, but I never really like picked up on it very well. I can understand some, but not. I would love to be better at it for sure. So yeah, she is, I guess, mostly Mexican Spanish heritage. And yes, stories of her growing up. They were very poor growing up, and she would tell me about how she, every single day, pretty much every meal every day was like beans and tortillas. She would make tortillas. That was her chore. She had to make a stack of tortillas before she went to school, and also a stack when she came home. That was like one of her main chores that she had to do before she could go and play with her friends. And also I love this story. She was in school. They had an assignment where they were supposed to write down all the food that they ate in a day and do like a little food diary journal thing. And she made everything up. Like she was embarrassed that they only ate beans and tortillas every day, and so she made it up, like that they had pancakes and eggs and bacon and all of these to her fancy foods, and like steak for dinner and all of these things, but really it was beans and tortillas every day. And the funny thing is that was her favorite thing to make and eat, and it was my favorite too when she would make. Her enchiladas were the best ever, and her homemade tortillas, and I'd watch her make them, and then she'd just like flip them on the hot griddle, just with her hands, flip them. Very cool. And I asked her one time because I really wanted to learn how to make them, what is the recipe? And she just always said, there's not a recipe, I just make them. I'm like, Grandma, write it down. I need to know. But she never did write it down because it was just in her head, and it was just, there was no recipe in her mind. It was just, she just made them. Another favorite story a memory, I guess, that I have of my grandma is she would make the most delicious green chili. So she would get the Hatch green chilies from New Mexico. Hatch was the ones to get, and roast them, peel them, like make the green chili. She would put pork in the green chili, it was so good, like the best ever, so good. And so I asked her to teach me how to make the green chili one time, and she told me that I was too white to make green chili. And what she really meant was that she thought that it would burn my hands. So, like, not that I was too white, but that it would burn my skin. It's hilarious. But I started laughing at her, and then she started laughing. She's like, "No, that's not what I mean." That's not what I mean. Oh, so funny. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to pick out a few more stories. Hello. Oh, you're from New Mexico. Awesome. That is where my grandma is from. Oh, nice. Yes. Make an old-fashioned recipe. Let me know how it goes. Brent, we would tease my grandma that no one could do her cooking because we didn't have her magic Polish hands. It's true. It's just not the same when we try to make it, huh? Oh, shoot. This is my mom's mom. So I never knew my dad's parents at all. They passed away. They both had passed away by the time he was 16 years old. So I've only ever known one set of grandparents, and that is my mom's parents. Charlene, how'd you get started on your vintage journey? So I touched on it just a little bit earlier, but it is heavily influenced by my grandparents, my grandma specifically. She used to always say, "I wish I would have kept all of my clothes. I wish I would have kept all these things to give to you." I'm like, yeah, me too. But she loved it. She loved seeing the way I dressed and reminiscing. And she talked about a funny story she told me about the boys in school, in high school. She said they would put mirrors on the top of their shoes so that they could stand by the girls and look under their skirt. What in the world? That was, and then another one of my favorite stories of hers from high school was that she said she was one of like the bad girls in high school, and she would sit in the back of the classroom and smoke. I'm like, how did the teacher not know? Like, what? I don't know how she got away with it. It's hilarious. So funny. Ugh, grandma food is the best. You're right. My mom does. So my mom, she is a really good cook, yes, and she does make refried beans, like crock pot beans and chili and things like that, and it is really good. She's a really good cook. Let's see. Does your grandpa still live in their house? No, unfortunately he does not. He is 87, and he's had a broken hip. It's been like a year or so. So he is not really able to be on his own anymore, and so he actually lives with my mom right now. So I get to go over and visit him this afternoon. So, yeah, their house is still in the family. In fact, I still really like to go and stay over there, but no one is currently living there right now. Let's see. I have not seen I don't think I've seen the movie Lost Valentine. When did it come out? Is it a classic? Do I think I'm a good cook? I don't know. I feel like my mom and grandma were way better than me. I do okay with some things. I do make some good enchiladas, honestly. I've kind of honed in on that one, and enchiladas and Spanish rice. I've not honed in on the beans yet. I need to get that down. But yeah, I have not gotten that one down yet. So there are some things I feel like I make pretty well, uh, but other things I don't know. I feel like I do okay. I always just feel like other people's cooking tastes better. uh, let's see. I'm looking at the questions. 3 things you need for a basic vintage look. I mean, you can't go wrong with a good circle skirt. Probably just like a good circle skirt, and then maybe just like a plain, like a collared shirt would totally work. Um, Also, A-line skirts are good. Um, yeah, I mean, I feel like you can totally pull off a 50s look if you've got a circle skirt and a shirt, or even just like a tighter sweater or a cardigan. Like, look, my grandma right here, cardigan. So even just one of those with a skirt or with some like skinny pants, totally pull off a vintage look. And a lot of it also has to do with your hair and makeup too. Even if you just wear a cardigan, sweater, and then like some skinny jeans, if you did like a good cat eye and red lip, you know, then you're there, really. Um, let's see. Uh, my favorite season. That's a tough one, but basically I love every season except winter. I really don't like being cold. I don't like the snow. I love summer. I love spring. I love when the flowers start blooming in spring. It makes me so happy because it means winter is over. And I love summer because I love all the summer activities. I love car shows. I love like going to the lake, going on the mountain, things like that. So much fun. And also, fall has my heart because I love Halloween. I love the leaves changing. I love the smell of fall. So basically, yes, I love every season except winter. Eileen, the link is pinned in the comments. There's also, I keep doing the wrong way. Right here is a QR code that is also a link to donate. Yes, thank you so much. I love Taylor Swift. Yes, do you love Taylor Swift? Yes, I do. I feel like Taylor Swift is an amazing songwriter. She, to me, is kind of like the new Dolly Parton. I don't know if that's controversial. I love Dolly Parton. She is my all-time favorite, I think, woman songwriter. And so, yes, I feel like Taylor Swift has that talent as well with telling a story, and I love it. Let's see, if you could have any superpower, which one would you have? That's a fun one, and I think that I would pick traveling through time and space. I feel like that's a lot of responsibility. I wouldn't want to mess anything up, space-time continuum, things like that. But if I could do that without repercussions, I feel like traveling time and space would be amazing. So that includes like space, as in like I could just teleport over to California on the beach right now, something like that. Yes, especially if I could take things or people with me. Just take a little time jump to the 50s, grab all the clothes, come back. Oh yes, Dolly Parton is an angel on earth. Lisa, hello. When are you going vintage shopping? I just went thrifting yesterday and I found a little treasure. I'm excited to share it with all of you. So, yes, I try to go at least once a week thrifting. The little antique mall here in town is, I think, open now, so I'll probably check that out. And I think that would be a fun one to bring you guys with me on. So I will try to film when I go to that one, maybe this next week or so. Let's see. Nate is asking me, do you have plans to start a channel subscription to help fund your vintage item needs? I don't know. Here's the thing. I love I love Patreon. I love the idea of being able to do more with my channel. I just want to make sure that it would be worth it for you guys as subscribers. If you are going to pay additional, I want to make sure that I have the time and resources to put into making it worth it for you. And right now I still am working full-time plus YouTube is basically also full-time, and so I don't know that I have much more time to add additional content or perks or things like that I feel like I would want to do if people are going to pay extra for that, if that makes sense. Eventually I'd love to get there, and I'd love to just do YouTube full-time. That would be amazing, and just take you with me on all my vintage adventures. I would love that. I love the community, and I love being able to share with all of you and like connect with you. It's so much fun. So eventually, if I could do that, I would. As of now, I just can't financially support myself only on YouTube. So it's gonna have to be a decision at some point. But as of for right now, I'm just gonna have to continue on with what I'm doing and just go for the one video a week and try my best. So yes. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Let's see. What do you think of WandaVision and their interpretation of 50s sitcoms? I loved WandaVision. It was so fun. That was so fun to watch. But here is a disclaimer. I have not watched the final episode yet. I'm putting it off because I know it's sad, and so I'm scared. I don't want to watch it. But I loved it. I loved the 50s episode and the 60s episode. I'm having visions of the magician act, like couple's costume for Halloween would be so much fun. Oh my goodness. But probably way too cold. I couldn't wear that outfit that she wears where I live. It would be way too cold. Let's see. Yes, Charlene, I work full-time. I manage a movie theater. And so things are just now starting to pick up and get back to semblance of normal for me. Work-wise, it's been super difficult through COVID. We closed for about 3 months, but we were able to open back up, and it's just been such a struggle trying to get staff and just kind of work with restrictions, and also just getting content in general. Movies are just now starting to kind of come out again, which is great. So, but it's getting busier now, so that is good. That is very good. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you. I'm so glad you liked my packing video. 50s style show or cartoon? I don't know. Dexter's Lab. Oh, interesting. I don't think I've seen that one. I'm gonna have to check it out. 50s monster movies? Yes, I do. I love Halloween. I love horror movies. Creature from the Black Lagoon is a favorite. I love that one so much. Let's see. Molly makes, do you live in a small community? Yeah, the town I live in, I feel like, let's see. I think there's about probably 35,000 people where I live. So it's fairly small, I would say. There are tons of people moving here though right now, especially during COVID. So many people, you've probably heard about kind of like the great migration out of California into Utah. That is definitely being seen where I live. The housing market is crazy. Homes are selling just within hours of being listed. It is slightly insane. Let's see, Jill, have you ever been to Palm Springs? No, but I would love to go. In fact, my friend Elizabeth that's helping me with comments, her and I have some grand plans. We are going to Palm Springs, and I must see all of the mid-century neighborhoods. Oh my goodness, they look amazing. Amazing. Oh, let's see. Oh my goodness. Pink, let's see, what is your username? Pinky Chichi, my vintage girl next door was the first ever merch I ever bought from YouTube. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. That means the world to me. Thank you. I'm so glad that you loved the merch and the t-shirt. Let's see, Akaya, what's your favorite vintage dress? Oh gosh, that's so hard to choose. And I feel like it changes, honestly, over time it changes. But I think right now, so you may have seen a few videos back when I made the 50s cocktails. I tested out the ice crusher. That blue flower dress is one of my favorites right now. I do love that one. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to look. Sherry, is your kitchen in the basement modern or is it vintage also? Can we see it sometime? Yes, it is vintage also. My entire home has really not been changed much, honestly, thankfully, from when it was built in 1953. So the kitchen downstairs has all the original flooring and cabinets, and even the oven down there came with the house, and it is, I believe it's actually a little newer than the home. I think it's 1960s GE oven, but it is awesome. And I have recently acquired a vintage fridge for down there. It is one of my dream fridges. It is the GE one with the Lazy Susan shelves inside. I can't wait. It needs a little bit of fixing up. It needs the seal redone on the door and just a really good cleaning. And then I also just got a freezer that matches. So that kitchen is coming together. I'm so excited, and I will show you guys, but it is definitely a work in progress. So just hang in there. I'm trying to be patient with it myself. It's hard though. So yes. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to look. Does my TV work? Yes, it does. So my TV is actually the outside of it, it's actually just the shell. So the outside of the TV is a later 60s Motorola model television. It was given to me by one of my friends. It was her grandmother's. And it didn't work. So the insides, the tube, everything, it did not work. So we took it out and we put in a modern flat screen inside it. And then also rigged a speaker to the volume knob on the TV. So yes, it works, but not in the way that you think. It is a modern television inside the box of the old television. Yes. Lisa, oh, thanks so much. Stand up. Sorry. So I'm like really close to the stand that my computer is on, so I don't have room to stand up. I will try. You can kind of see a little bit better there. Sorry. I don't really have room to stand up in front of this right here. Let's see. This is a fun question, BD. Do you have any favorite quotes from movies, TV shows, or books? Yes. But here's the thing. I have worked at a movie theater my entire working life. So since I was 16 years old. So movies are part of my life and they are part of my language. I speak a lot in movie quotes quite often, actually. So I'm trying to think. Some of the movies that I quote very often are Clueless. That is in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. I quote that one quite often. I quote Back to the Future quite often. That's in my top favorites. Mean Girls I quote often. Raising Arizona I quote quite often. What else? The Wedding Singer. That one usually makes it into my day-to-day. So yeah, the movies I quote most often are more modern movies. I guess modern as in 90s and up. Yeah. Thank you. let's see, Florence, do people comment on your beautiful style when you go out? Thank you. Yes, they do. I get lots of comments on my style, my hair, clothes, those kinds of things quite often. And it's usually, I mean, it's always nice. People are very nice and complimentary, and I'm just very grateful, and I love to talk to people, and so a lot of times the way that I look can actually just be like a conversation starter, and that's fine because I like to visit and talk with other people when I'm out and about, like thrifting or shopping or whatever. I think it's fun to meet people and talk to people. Lisa, yes, I did hear that. Oh my goodness, that's due to dementia, you're right. Let's see. James, do you have a favorite flower? Yes, I do. My favorite flower is a tulip. I feel like they are so vibrant and beautiful, and it's also usually the first flowers that I see at my house when they come up in spring and signaling to me that winter is over. That's why I love tulips so much. Sophie, what's your favorite vintage appliance that you use and own? Probably my stove, my oven in the kitchen. I use it every day and it is so handy. I love that it has the space on the side for like cooking, and then the burners, and then it also has the oven, and it has a lot of room in the drawers, a lot of drawer space there as well. So it's probably my most used, but also I just love it. I love the way it looks. The brand on that one is Kelvinator. It's a mid-50s Kelvinator stove, and it is everything. I love it so much. Favorite Halloween movie? Ooh, that's a hard one too. I have so many. I love horror movies. That is one of my favorite genres. I love the old as in 80s horror movies a lot. So like the classics, Halloween, the original Halloween is a favorite. I have a soft spot for some like the campy ones like Nightmare on Elm Street. I really enjoy. As far as like newer ones, I really liked Cabin in the Woods. Spoke to me. That one is amazing. If you are a horror lover, Cabin in the Woods is a must. Let's see what else. Trick or Treat, that's a fun one. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the horror genre in general. Yes, I have seen Casablanca. It is beautiful. You're right. Should go to Holland. The tulips there are amazing. Oh my goodness, I would love to. I would love to travel so many places, and oh my goodness, there's just never enough time, huh? Or like funds to get there. Ooh, let's see. Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th. That's a tough one. I think I would pick Nightmare on Elm Street. It's a classic. It's so campy and wonderful and creepy, and I love it. Do I like the Conjuring movies? Yes, those are scary. I like them a lot. I have not seen all of them, though. In fact, I've seen Conjuring 1 and 2, and then I kind of fell off the wagon. I didn't watch Annabelle, I haven't watched the latest Conjuring yet either. I need to. Oh yes, Hocus Pocus is a classic. I watch that one every year for sure. Every year for sure. Have you seen the series Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries? No, but I need to. I know my friend Elizabeth loves that one. I need to see it. It's on my list for sure. As far as like period piece shows go, I am a huge fan of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I love it. Rachel Brosnahan is amazing in Mrs. Maisel. It's so good, and I can't wait for the next season to come out. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oh, you got the Lady Sunbeam manicurist. Awesome. That's a good buy. Good job. Very cool. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna answer this because this is a good question. Lots of people ask, Shava, where do you find vision doctors that do cat eye prescription glasses? Love them. Thank you. So, what my optometrist glasses guy told me is that they can usually do any lens in a frame as long as it is metal around. So the glasses I would love to have some that are like the plastic, like the thicker plastic vintage glasses, but those are very hard to replace lenses in because they have to kind of heat them, and that plastic is so old and brittle that a lot of times it breaks, so he doesn't like to work on those. But anything that is a metal frame all the way around, and that has like, see these screws that you can loosen and work on, then I feel like pretty much any optometrist would be able to do that for you. I've had this guy, he's done 3 pairs of glasses for me now, and a pair of sunglasses. So it is definitely possible. Are you a Judy Garland fan? Yes. Oh my goodness, I love Judy Garland. In fact, let's see, most recently I watched on Easter, I watched the Easter Parade with Judy Garland. Love it. Grace, I buy my hair flowers from my friend Sarah. Her shop is Pinup Curl. She's on Instagram, and that's her Etsy name as well, Pinup Curl. That's who made this. This was a commissioned set. I asked her specifically for some purple flowers to wear because purple is the color for Alzheimer's awareness. Yes. Brent, let's see. So I think with your movie knowledge and vintage knowledge, you should be a consultant for TV and movies. Actually, I have done a lot of short films. In my area, there is a filmmaking group of kind of more, I don't know, some semi-professional. They've been in some film festivals and things like that. And so I have done hair and wardrobe for a lot of movies in my area. Yes. And some acting as well. It's fun. They've also used my home multiple times as a location to film. Oh, thank you so much. Favorite piece in my... Okay, Ricky's asking, what's your favorite piece in your home and your number one you are in search of? Okay, so... Oh my goodness, it's so hard to choose. I have a few. So I think probably one of my favorites, you can't really see it in this video very well, but right here is my atomic shadow box. That was a huge one for me. I was on the hunt forever for one of those atomic mirror shadow boxes. Also behind me right here is my credenza Broyhill Brasilia furniture collection, is another one of my favorites for sure. I am still on the hunt. I'm on the hunt for some a new to me vintage couch. I would love to get a turquoise couch and chair combo, like living room set. That would be amazing. Yeah. Pepper, your grandma had Alzheimer's. Oh goodness. What the main symptoms are in terms of motor cognitive decay? Definitely memory was my grandma's first signs that we knew that something was happening. She would tell the same story over and over. She would ask the same questions over and over. Things like that. It was definitely what became a lot more evident, was the memory things. Those were the big triggers, for sure. And then as things declined, her motor skills, more like fine motor skills, like eating, became very difficult for her. Getting food on the utensil into her mouth was very difficult later on towards the last year, and then it got to where she couldn't do that for herself at all. Melody, that's a good question. Vintage sizing is different from today's. So yes, you're right. Sizing today is very much based on vanity, for sure. So the size numbers have become smaller for the same size in measurements. So vintage sizing is tricky. For me, I tend to just go off of measurements when it comes to vintage clothing, because sometimes things would be marked like a size 12, vintage size 12, or a size 14, and sometimes that equals like the waist measurement if you would double it. So like a size 14 could mean maybe like a size 28, like a 28-inch waist. However, I found that that's not always true. So the best rule of thumb would be just go off of measurements when it comes to vintage clothing. I would not go off of the size. Catherine, you always look so beautiful. Do your family dress vintage too? Thank you so much. No, not as often. My husband does have he has a lot of vintage clothes that he does wear occasionally. But as far as day to day, I am the only one. Yes. Joshua, do you wish that you were born in the 1950s? No, I don't. There is a lot about that time that I love, and there's a lot about that time that is not the best, and that we have, as a society, learned from and have grown from and are starting to do better on. So namely women's rights, namely civil rights, LGBTQ rights, things like that have definitely come a long way, and I know we still have a long way to go, but I would not be able to be myself and live the way that I would choose as a woman in the 1950s, I don't think. And so for those reasons, no, I would much rather live in a 50s style now in the modern day, also with modern conveniences such as the internet that allows us to connect together, and it brings people so much closer. I feel like, I know that inner circles may have seemed a lot closer in the 50s, but now, I mean, with information at our fingertips and also the ability to communicate with other people easier, and I feel like it just makes the world a lot smaller, and it makes it so much easier to connect and find friends with common interests and things like that. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see. Do you like the show MASH? I don't. That one, to me, my parents used to watch it when I was little, and it was like, it just, in my mind, was so boring. I couldn't do it. I feel like now, if I watched it again, I would definitely have a better appreciation for it. But I haven't tried to watch it again. I just have childhood memories of my parents watching it and me being like, oh my, when is this going to be over? Oh. Let's see. Trying to look. Lily, what is your favorite thing about dressing vintage? I feel like, to me, this is how I feel the most beautiful. So dressing vintage to me makes me feel confident and feel beautiful and feel like myself. So that is my favorite thing about it, is the way that it makes me feel and the confidence that it gives me. I think it's definitely that. Let's see. What lipstick are you wearing? I am wearing right now, it looks a lot more orangey on camera to me, but it's more of a true red in real life, and it is a Besame lipstick. It's called Forever Red. If you are looking for a really good vintage reproduction makeup, I would highly recommend Besame Cosmetics. They are amazing. Their packaging is authentic. to the time period. Their colors are swatched from authentic colors of the time period. Highly recommend Besame Cosmetics. Let's see. James, is there a difference between dementia and Alzheimer's? I know that there is. Dementia can be brought on by a lot of different things, and I'm not a medical professional, so I don't know 100%, but I do know that dementia can be caused from a whole lot of outside influences, health reasons. So maybe if they had a blood clot in their brain or something like that, that could cause a form of dementia. I know that there's dementia brought on by various diseases, and that affects your mind. And so that is different from Alzheimer's, as in Alzheimer's is its own disease that causes the memory problems and the motor problems, if that makes sense. But like I said, I'm not a professional. I don't know 100%, but that's my understanding. Let's see. Is red your favorite color? No, it used to be. My favorite color changes, I feel like, but right now my favorite color is turquoise. I love a good bright turquoise. It is it just seems like a happy color to me. I love it. I also do love purple. Let's see. Sherry, do you have siblings that like vintage style? No. It's not that they dislike it, but all of my siblings have their own personal style, and none of them are vintage style. Alex, I don't have a vintage washing machine. No, I don't. That would be awesome to get. I have my heart set on a pink vintage washer and dryer. We will see. I don't know how practical that really is to use on a day-to-day basis. I know that my refrigerator works just fine and is practical to use, so maybe it would be. Oh, Serena, I do love Patsy Cline. She is one of my favorites. Oh my goodness, yes. Love Patsy Cline. I love Johnny Cash, obviously. Both of those. I do love that old country. 50s, 60s country music is amazing for sure. Thanks so much, you guys. We're an hour in. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. The time has flown so fast. I feel like it has been an amazing time. I don't want to end, but I do need to go over to my Father's Day barbecue very soon. So I would love to tell you a little more about my sweet grandma if you are up for it. I'm sorry, I would love to get to all of your questions. And I'll have to do this again. I said that last time, but it is fun. Once I get past the technical aspect, it is fun doing these live streams and being able to talk with you one-on-one. It's wonderful. Yeah, I'm trying to think. So another story about my grandma. One of my favorite memories of my grandma is when I was young. It was the 80s, and I wanted a Cabbage Patch doll for Christmas so badly, and so my parents tracked one down. It was the year that they were so hard to find. My parents tracked one down, so they got me a Cabbage Patch doll, and I loved her so much. I was at my grandma's house for Christmas. We were there playing with my Cabbage Patch doll, and it was getting to be nighttime, and my Cabbage Patch doll did not have any pajamas. She just had a pretty dress, and I was so concerned that she was not going to be able to sleep because she didn't have cozy pajamas. And so my grandma came to the rescue, and she made my Cabbage Patch doll a pair of pajamas from an old curtain. So it was like my Gone with the Wind Cabbage Patch doll pajamas made from an old curtain. She came to the rescue and sewed my Cabbage Patch some pajamas, and all was well in the world again. So that's how she was, just so 100% focused on you. when you were there, you felt like the most important person in the world. My Cabbage Patch name, I want to, oh my goodness, I can't believe I can't remember. I want to say her name was Aurora, which is funny because that's also my great grandma's name. That's my grandma's mom's name. Let's see. Thank you so much for being here. Ellen, thank you for answering that question. Alzheimer's is a type of dementia. So I was on the right track, but definitely not there. Thank you for answering that. Oh my goodness. Bodyguards to protect while selling the Cabbage Patch. It was definitely a thing for sure in the 80s. Yeah, so technically I guess I am a millennial. I don't know. I'm right on the cusp. I'm barely. I'm one of the oldest of the millennials, I guess you could say. Oh, Natalie, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Irene, you have to do a video of just your grandma. I should do that for sure. That would be amazing. Yes, don't forget that my link is pinned in the comments. It looks like we are halfway to our goal, our fundraiser goal. It would mean the world to me. If you can, I know that times are tough for a lot of people right now, but even if you would like to share my link on your social media, that would be amazing. It would mean the world to me. And I appreciate you for being here. Thank you so much. You are all amazing. And yes, thank you. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. I hope that you have a wonderful Father's Day. Let's see. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and end it. It is just over an hour. I apologize. The time has gone so fast. I wish I could have answered every single one of your questions, and I tried my best. And we will do it again now that I've got the technology slightly figured out. We will do this again. Yes, James, thank you. The link will work after the live stream. It will, in fact, be active. The fundraiser will be active clear until I think August, honestly. So I will keep sharing it on my social media. So yes, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, Elizabeth, for helping me with comments. You are an amazing friend. Thank you. And I will see you all very soon in my next video. Thank you. Bye.